say the Chinese version. So good night, one and all. We are ready to rumble, and we are ready to begin. My name is Miss Hannah Massicat, and this is my co-chairperson, Mr.
Norris Prevo, the president of the BB Trust.
And tonight we are here to host this beautiful, memorable event. And to begin this event, we are going to ask you to stand, and we are going to invite the lovely Mrs. Dorothy Levy as she comes to open up in a word of prayer.
Au nom du Père, et du Fils et du Saint-Esprit. Amen. Notre Père, nous vous remercions pour tout ce que vous nous avez donné. Nous vous remercions pour la vie. Et maintenant, comme nous célébrons cette journée francophonie, nous vous remercions pour l'occasion pour venir ensemble. Bénis-nous et cet événement. Amen. I ask for God's blessings on our proceedings, and we are very happy to welcome all of you here. And together we make a better world as we recognize notre diversity. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Levy. You may take your seats. Let me just admonish the presence of the Board of Directors of the BB Trust, the Board of Directors, and the President and Board of Directors of Alliance Française, the National Francophonie Coordinator, and all our esteemed guests, well-wishers. Welcome one, welcome all. Tonight actually is a very memorable event as we celebrate this joint event with the BB Trust Fund along with the Alliance Française of Dominica. And today we just want to say that we are indeed happy to be here today to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the handing over of the building to the Board of Alliance Française Dominica and the launch of the BB Trust Alumni and Friends Association. My co-host is very quiet. Mr. River, you have to back me up here, okay?
Well, good evening. Let me just extend a hearty welcome to all of you here on behalf of the BB Trust. You will be hearing a bit more about the BB Trust later on. I want to especially recognize Mrs. Charlene White Christian, the president of the Alliance Française, all the staff of the Alliance Française, the national coordinator and the board of the Alliance Française, the national coordinator of the Francophone organization in Dominica here, and also all my fellow board members of the BB Trust who are here present. Welcome to all of you. It's a pleasure to have you. Okay.
And let's just put our hands together for ourselves because we are looking so lovely tonight. And I'm sure we're going to have a great evening. Do you agree with me? Yes. I can hear you. Good. Also, okay, right now we are going to welcome to the podium the National Coordinator for the Francophonie, Mrs. Remilia White, as she gives an address. Put your hands together for her. Make her feel welcome.
It's an honor to address you this evening as we mark International Francophone Day, a celebration that brings together people across continents through a shared commitment to the French language and the richness of Francophone cultures. Tonight is particularly meaningful for us in Dominica, as it marks not just one, but two significant milestones. First, we proudly celebrate the 30th anniversary of the handing over of this building to the Alliance Française. For 3 decades, this space has stood as a beacon of cultural exchange, education, and friendship. It has brought together people through language, arts, dialogue, strengthening the bonds between Dominica and the wider Francophone world. We honor all those, past and present, whose vision, dedication, and passion has made this possible. Secondly, we are delighted to witness the launch of BB Trust Alumni and Friends Association. This new initiative reflects the enduring spirit of connectivity and collaboration that lies at the heart of Francophonie. It is a testament of the importance of community, of staying connected, and continuing to build bridges long after programs have ended. This year's theme, Francophonie Génération P, reminds us of the vital role that language and culture play in fostering understanding and harmony among people. It calls on all of us, especially our youth, to become ambassadors of peace, to use dialogue over division, and to build bridges where there may be barriers. Here in Dominica, the message resonates deeply through education, culture, and exchange, and initiatives like these led by the Alliance Française and this newly launched Alumni Association. We are nurturing a generation that is open-minded, engaged, and committed to a more peaceful and connected world. Francophonie is more than a language. It is a living, enduring community grounded in shared values, solidarity, culture, division, mutual respect, and dialogue. These are the very foundations upon which peace is built. As we gather this evening, let us celebrate not only our achievements, but also our collective responsibilities to inspire and empower a generation of peace. Let us continue to strengthen the ties that unite us and work together towards a future defined by understanding and cooperation. Viva la Francophonie and enjoy your evening.
Thank you very much, Mrs. White. And I am seeing that I have been left stranded, but we will continue. Okay, so my co-host has decided to escape. So, and you all maybe know why. So I'll leave that alone, that's a secret. Okay, so right now we are moving on. And we're going to invite the president of the board of directors of Alliance Française, Mrs. Charlene White Christian, to address us tonight. Make her feel welcome.
distinguished guests, esteemed partners, members of the Board of Directors of both the Alliance Française and the BB Trust, friends of the Alliance Française de la Dominique, our national Francophonie correspondent. Good evening. It is with great pleasure and pride that I welcome you today as we celebrate International Francophone Day 2026 and the 30 years since the Alliance Française building was handed over to the Board of Directors and by extension the people of Dominica. A moment that brings us together in our shared love for the French language and the richness of the Francophone cultures. This year's celebration is especially meaningful as we also commemorate 30 years since this very building, the Alliance Française de la Dominique, was handed over to a group of Dominicans who saw it fit to use French as a means of moving our persons together as we work together with the French persons on island. For 3 decades, this building has been more than a structure. It has been a home for learning, exchange, and of course, cultural connections. On this important anniversary, it is fitting to recall the origins of this building. It was handed over by the French government to the Dominican government, then represented at the time by the Prime Minister, Honorable Edison James. The building was subsequently entrusted to the Board of Directors of the Alliance, represented by its president at the time, Mrs. Inglis. The first board members were Mrs. Inglis, who was the president, Mrs. Sonia Magua Akpa, who was the vice president, Mr. Bernard Lowick, vice president, Mr. John Brimner, treasurer, Mr. Christophe Mouton, the director of the Alliance Française at the time, the secretary, Mrs. Marianne Augustus, assistant secretary, Ms. Sarah Honeychurch, member, and Mrs. Edwards, member. Their vision and commitment laid the strong foundation upon which we continue to build today. Since the construction in 1992, the Alliance Française de la Dominique has grown into a cornerstone of French language education on the island. Our French classes have consistently empowered learners of all ages and backgrounds, opening doors to new opportunities and strengthening ties with the Francophone world. We are particularly proud of the success of our DELF program, which has enabled many students to obtain internationally recognized certification in French. Equally important has been our commitment to the training of French teachers, ensuring high standards of instruction and contributing to the overall development of French language education in Dominica. Beyond the classroom, the Alliance has established itself as a vibrant cultural hub. For many years, it has been the home of Francophone and French week activities, welcoming all French learners, enthusiasts, and friends. Through film screenings, exhibitions, workshops, concerts, and community events, we have created a space where culture is shared, celebrated, and experienced by all. These achievements are the result of the dedication of our past and present board members, our committed staff and teachers, and the unwavering support of our partners and the wider community. I extend my sincere gratitude to each of you. As we celebrate today, we also look ahead with confidence and renewed purpose. The Alliance Française de la Dominique remains committed to excellence, inclusivity, and innovation, continuing to promote the French language and the values of the Francophonie. Today, as we celebrate this important milestone, we also take a moment to honor Mrs. Sonia Magua Akpa for her remarkable 30 years of dedication, service to the Alliance Française de la Dominique. Mrs. Akpa, please come up. Her commitment, passion, and contribution have played an invaluable role in the growth and success of this institution, and we express our deepest expression. This is someone I love and she's a very good mentor to me.
Yes,
So Mrs. Akpa, we love you and thank you for your 30 years of service to the Alliance Française de la Dominique. Merci beaucoup.
Well deserved. Put your hands together again. I've known Mrs. Akpa myself, and she has helped me a lot when I taught the primary school. And so we are really close, and she has been a mentor to me as well. And I just want to say, give her flowers. She's alive. Mrs. Akpa, you know, I cherish and love you and appreciate you. Okay, now we are going right along, and we are going to invite someone I call Little Lady with a big voice. And so we're going to invite Mrs. Mikkel Henderson as she comes to do a rendition. Put your hands together again for her. Lovely. Isn't she lovely? Isn't she lovely?
Merci madame. Bonsoir tout le monde. Je m'appelle Michael Henderson et je suis ravie d'être là avec vous ce soir. Ici. Ça va? D'accord, j'ai vu mes profs en français, madame Didier et madame Christiane. Donc si je parle français à cause des deux qui sont là. D'accord, super bien. I would like to sing this song which was written by my cousin Gordon Henderson, and it's called Fresh. It's in Creole, not in French, but you get the idea. This one is called Fresh. This song is dedicated to all the beautiful women in the Caribbean.
Si vous
So I am in my happy place.
Bravo, 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 bravo. Encore. Put your hands together for it again. Bravo. You heard what I told you? Little lady got a big voice. That was amazing. I wanted to just stay there and listen to her sing all night long. Very well done. One of the best in Dominica. Would you agree? Yes, oh yes. Right now we want to invite the chairperson or president of the BB Trust, Mr. Norris Prevo. Put your hands together for Mr. Norris Prevo.
To the room. For me, tonight is really a very, very exciting night. What makes it so exciting is because for BB Trust, this is an act of succession. First, let me recognize the board members of BB Trust who have kept this organization going from 1994. Here with us is Mr. Felix Wilson, our treasurer. Mr. Wilson. Mrs. Dorothy Levy, BB Trust secretary. Genevieve Seaman, BB Trust board member and coordinator of the BB Trust Alumni Association and friends. I emphasize, and friends. Alliance has been a friend of BB Trust for a very long time, but we maybe have not embraced our friends sufficiently in the past. And it's our hope that by embracing our friends in the future, we would be carrying on the hope and vision of Madame Boucher and her son Ferry, who were the founders of the BB Trust. Madame Boucher was a French woman who came to Dominica for over 25 years and loved Dominica. She and I built up a very, very close relationship over the years. She loved Scott's Head and she loved my place at the Maple Tree. And one day she asked me, Mr. Prevo, what can I do to help the poor children of Dominica? I said, well, if you could assist them in education, that would help them to build themselves. Before she left on that vacation, she had established the BB Trust in 1994 and selected some very trustworthy people to take the route forward. We are very proud that over the years, with the assistance of the principal and staff of the college, State College, we have been able to assist a number of students in the areas of agriculture, tourism, environment, culture, French language. In fact, we have also even facilitated an exchange of persons here with France and a cultural exchange. So tonight, really, I pay homage to Mrs. Nicole Boucher, who, through her vision and her generosity, saw it fit to establish the BB Trust. And my call tonight is for those who have benefited from the BB Trust to now give back to our society of their time and talent to assist the work to continue to help more students to be educated in French, in agriculture, in environment, in tourism. There's a great opportunity that exists right next door at the University Antilles in Guadeloupe, in Martinique and in Guyana, where there's special privilege concession 2 Dominican and other Caribbean students, where the tuition is only €300 per semester. So this is one of the areas that we will be working with our friends here to see how we can open the eyes of our young Dominicans to take advantage of the French opportunity that is there for them. And so tonight, it is my pleasure to announce the launching of the BD Trust Alumni Association and Friends, and to invite Ms. Genevieve Seaman, the coordinator, to come and tell you a little bit more about it. Ms. Seaman. It would be forgetful of me if before I leave, I did not also remind us of the tremendous work done by Mrs. Bernice Bellamy, one of our founding board members. She's no longer able to assist, but she's done tremendous work in helping to find students for the BD Trust. Mrs. Bellamy, we thank you. We extend our gratitude. Ms. Seaman.
Good evening. First of all, having been established earlier. Good evening, everyone here and our wider audience via Emonews. As the newest board member of the BD Trust, it is an honor to steward the formation of our Alumni Association. From an initial 10 students in the first year, the Trust has had the honor of supporting over 100 students over the last 20 years. The aim is to have the Alumni Association bring together former student recipients of the BD Trust, helping to build connections to each other and to stay connected with the Trust. Beyond making connections, an alumni network can serve as a resource for mentorship and guidance. Alumni can provide insights, explore new opportunities, and growth of the Trust to continue promoting advancements of education in French, culture, and appreciation and conservation of our natural environment as mandated by the Trust. We hope to provide a sense of community that can benefit both the Trust and the future beneficiaries for years to come. We hope some of our alumni are viewing now and will reach out to us to become part of the association. With everything, there needs to be continuity. And in the future, our alumni will be the ones to lead the Trust in continued memory of our precious patron, Mrs. Boucher. Our alumni have expressed how much they have benefited from the experience with the Trust. And I'm hoping that we can have some words from our Trust beneficiaries later tonight, and so provide some insight to everyone as to how they have benefited from the Trust. So we're inviting everyone who have benefited from the Trust to come forward to assist us in whatever way they can, whether in just a simple note, a little word of support, and then also whatever way they can help in continuing what the Trust has done so wonderfully over the years. And we hope, because we've been quiet for a while, as Mr. Brigard said, unfortunately because of Hurricane Maria, the Trust has been kind of quiet, so we're trying to revive the organization, and we're hoping the beneficiaries will help us to do that, because there are a lot of young people out there who will sure benefit from the Trust. Thank you very much.
Okay, and we have come to the end of our official program, and I would just like to invite Mrs. Sonia Akpa with the vote of thanks. Put your hands together for Mrs. Akpa. Beautiful African woman.
Bonsoir tout le monde. Well, those of you who know Mrs. Akpa, you know that Mrs. Akpa is going to end in French, okay? Bienvenue. C'est un honneur et un plaisir de vous remercier tous de votre présence ici ce soir. Avant tout, je voudrais reconnaître la présence de la présidente Alliance Française de la Dominique, Madame Charlie White-Christian et son comité, le directeur de BB Trust, Monsieur Norris Privot, et son épouse, Madame Privot, ainsi que tous ses collaborateurs. Madame Remilia White, correspondante nationale de la francophonie à la Dominique, Mademoiselle Geneviève Siman, coordonnatrice de BB Trust Alumni and Friends, Monsieur Jeffrey Blaise, CEO, Ministère de l'Éducation nationale, and I want to also recognize my former French teacher, Mrs. Levy, who taught me French at Sixth Form College. Thank you, Mrs. Levy, you contributed to my journey towards becoming a fluent French speaker. Je vous remercie tous pour cette collaboration qui nous amène ensemble ce soir pour célébrer cette journée de la francophonie 2026. C'est une occasion très importante pour célébrer la langue française et la pluralité culturelle et linguistique de l'espace francophone. Messieurs et mesdames, professeurs de français, membres de la communauté francophone, chers invités, merci pour votre dévouement à la cause francophone. Merci pour votre soutien à la promotion et au développement de la langue française et aussi de la langue créole de la Dominique. Merci infiniment de votre présence ce soir. Un grand merci à Mademoiselle Hannah Mascott, notre maîtresse de cérémonie, tout le personnel de l'Alliance Française de la Dominique et à tous ceux et celles qui ont contribué à l'organisation de cette belle cérémonie. Michael, je vous remercie pour les belles chansons créoles, fraîches, et chansons d'amour, one of my favorite songs. Merci infiniment, Michael. Creole is also what makes us francophone. So thank you for that touch of Creole. Finalement, merci Charlie et l'Alliance pour la surprise ce soir. Caught totally off guard, totally surprised. So I want to thank Charlie and Alliance Française for thanking me for all that I've done for the past 30 years. Merci beaucoup tout le monde. Je vous souhaite une agréable soirée. Merci.
Merci, Madame Akpa. And at this time, we come to the end. Okay, so I'll hand it over to Mr. Prefo.
This is not the end. Emonews is here, and they are live. And it's an opportunity for us to speak to people about Francophone, about BB Trust. So please, do not be shy. Take advantage. As you enjoy your cocktails, see me there, see me around. So I look forward to hearing from everybody here online later on. Thank you.
Well, like you just heard, today marks 30 years since this building was handed over by the French government to the government of Dominica 30 years ago. So presently there will be a cocktail hour. It will be a cocktail hour, and we'll see if we find some persons to interact with in the meantime. the house, playing some appropriate music as well.
And we have this lovely lady here with a beautiful smile, and she wants to be the first person to speak this evening.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't hear.
How have you been volunteering?
Oh, actually, I've been involved in the BB Trust from its inception because when Madame Boucher came to Dominica and expressed her desire to help, she approached me and asked if I would serve on the committee to assist students. So I accepted because I really wanted the students who needed assistance to benefit. Yes, so I've met her a few times, and in fact, when I visited France, she met me, she came to my hotel, and I spent a day with her. So, in addition to meeting her in Dominica, I also met her in France.
So what can you say about the impact the BB Trust has had over the years?
There are students who perhaps would not have been able to continue secondary education because they could not afford the books, or they could not afford fees, or they could not afford to pay people at whose homes they were living. So the students would approach us, and if we felt that there was really a need, we did our best to assist those students.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Well, I would just like to say that the students are grateful, they express appreciation all the time, and perhaps more people who can assist the students in
completing an education should do so. Okay? Because here is this lady who was a complete stranger, who was not a Dominican, but she decided to really invest some money for the education of Dominicans. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay.
Okay, so we are at the launch of the BB Trust. Hi.
Your attention, please. They announce that the cocktail is now open. So you enjoy yourselves and feel free to mingle.
So you will introduce yourself and tell us your position at the BB Trust.
To enjoy
Yeah, my name is Felix Wilson. Je ne parle pas le français bien, mais de temps en temps, je suis très formidable avec le français. Il me fait plaisir, c'est soit là pour faire un concours, a meeting, you may say, with the Alliance Française. I am the treasurer of the BB Trust, and we are happy to promote the French language and culture. And I also wish that some of the initiators of the link between France and Dominica through the Alliance Française were here. Persons like Pat Inglis and Judith Despina, who are two very good friends of mine. We are all from Portsmouth, like Sonia Magloire and Gordon Henderson. So these are the contributors, you may say, to the French link that we have, Creole being an adjunct of the French language and or derivative of the French language. And we should, in the schools, promote French language as well as Spanish, and even now, as we are veering towards China, because being multicultural and multilingual only helps the development of a country. And it is sad that the French language, like Spanish, at the State College are electives and not necessarily disciplines on their own. And let me compliment Emonews for carrying this function live. You are doing very great work in that promotion of the development of Dominica.
And as the treasurer of the BB Trust, what would you like to say to those who are viewing, persons who are viewing?
Well, I cannot say to them that I will donate cash to everybody listening, because that would run probably into millions of dollars. But to simply say that if you are aware of some underprivileged kids who are interested in French language and culture, please inform the BB Trust. We are on the web, and we would then help in their development educationally. Agriculture and culture itself are also part and parcel of our mandate.
And how are funds raised for the BB Trust?
Well, funds are raised currently from the rental of a building, you may call on Castle Street, close to Drumlek. We rent out to Steve Riss, who is a quality chef, and from the rent, that is how we have been sustained, you may say. We are trying to seek partners who will help us. We had used initially the National Bank, where we were getting a sizable percentage on our savings of I think 8%, but that has been changed to 1.2% reduction, and hence that is not necessarily a major flow of income. Whereas in the past, when we started, we were raising something like $20,000 in interest. Now it's a meager $5,000 per year. But feel free, whoever is listening and whoever would like to contribute to the BB Trust so that we can help many underprivileged, disadvantaged young people who are interested in developing French language. Dominica can only develop if it is multi-cultural and also in terms of language, so that we can communicate with the outside world, and that will help in that diversity, help us for further development.
Thank you, sir.
Merci beaucoup, Emonews, and I hope, as you have done, and continue to do, that will reach millions, and somebody or some persons will contribute towards the funding of not only the BB Trust, but the Alliance Forces, who share the same views as we do in developing interactions between French language. We are bordered or surrounded, you may say, by Guadeloupe and Martinique, and with our Creole language, I think it is relevant in our development. Take good care. Merci beaucoup.
So again, we always depend on our viewers to share the information. So if you're aware of persons who are able to contribute, especially persons who are interested in French language and culture, in the spread, in the dissemination of French language and culture, you can have them reach out to the BB Trust Fund and do just that. Okay, so at this time, I'm going to see if I get any of the persons who have benefited to say a few words. And that was Mrs. Akpa. She received a small token this evening for her years of service to the Alliance Française. I'm just gonna have the DJ put it down a little. Okay, and here we have this quite famous young lady. This is the second time she's making TV or the internet today. Hi, how are you?
Good night, Emo.
And how are you doing this evening?
I'm well, tired, but I'm well.
Tu parles le français?
No, a petit peu.
And can you tell us in what capacity you are here this evening?
So this evening I'm here because I am looking to support the BB Trust. As an alumni of the BB Trust, I was once a beneficiary of the BB Trust Fund at State College. So I think it was 2005, around there, when I received assistance from the BB Trust. Having received assistance, I am now wanting to give back and see how I can encourage other young people to take advantage.
So let's go back in 2005 for just a moment and tell us how you came to hear about the BB Trust, if you remember.
That's the thing. It's been a while, so the details are sketchy.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But it may have been through a teacher, it may have been through a friend. But somehow I became aware. I think the assistance I received at that time was for books. To get books, and I can't remember what else.
and how impactful was that assistance on your education?
it would have definitely been impactful, because at the time, growing up in the countryside, not having as much finance, anything would be beneficial. Anything would be welcomed. So it was definitely impactful.
And if you remember, was the application process and so on, was it smooth or was it very difficult?
I remember I had to write a letter stating why I needed the assistance and what was the situation, etc. So there's an application process, but it would not have been very tedious. Yes.
So what would you say to someone who's listening, maybe a parent, maybe a student, and who's wondering if they will be able to benefit from the BB Trust?
If there's an avenue for you to get assistance to further education, why not take advantage? This should be something you should be jumping at that opportunity. So they are providing assistance to students who want to pursue education, for their education in agriculture, college and university, agriculture, tourism, environment. There's one more area. So reach out to the BB Trust if you are someone who is requiring assistance, and get that assistance to further education. We know how important education is.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And finally, what would you say to others like yourself who are former beneficiaries who may be listening?
I believe in giving back. When you receive, you give. So if you were once a beneficiary and you are now in a position to give back some of your time, your expertise, you should jump at that opportunity.
Well, thank you very much. I know you had a long day. All the best for this evening.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it, folks. The official launch of the BB Trust Friends and Alumni Association. If you are in our audience, we always depend on those of you in the audience to share the live and to share the information most importantly. So if you are in the audience and you are aware of persons who are former beneficiaries, again, they would have studied French, environment, agriculture, tourism. It wasn't open to everybody. It was a limited scholarship. So if you are aware of persons who benefited, then you can definitely encourage them to get in contact with the BB Trust Alumni Association. Again, it doesn't necessarily have to be a financial contribution they are expected to make. They could also function as mentors. So please encourage them to simply get in touch with the Alumni Association and find out how they can be of assistance. So we are finding some more persons here to speak with. And then we'll say goodbye. Hi, good evening. And can you tell us in what capacity you are here?
Okay, hi. My name is Melinda Serafin. I am a lecturer at the Dominica State College and newly a new friend of the BB Trust Foundation, I should say. I'm really just here to endorse the BB Trust Foundation. I think it's a really good opportunity for young people in Dominica, considering that we are in between two French territories, Martinique and Guadeloupe. It's a really good opportunity for students to use that opportunity through the BB Trust to further their studies at the universities, even in Martinique, Guadeloupe, and actually French Guyana.
Are you a French lecturer by any chance?
I am a tourism lecturer at the Dominica State College, which is also an interest of the BB Trust Foundation. So I'm hoping to use my position as a lecturer to further the collaboration amongst lecturers and the students at the Dominica State College, because I also have a keen interest in languages also. French specifically, simply because we are so close to the French territories. And so the idea is that I will help to facilitate collaboration among students and lecturers at Dominica State College and the BB Trust Foundation. And so I wish to encourage young persons who are interested in doing studies in the French territories, who are interested in doing work in tourism, in agriculture, to get in touch with the BB Trust Foundation. And if there's also ways that they can have any kind of contribution, make any sort of contribution, then that would be really good for the trust and for Dominica.
I would love to interview you again because you make my job so easy.
Oh, thank you.
Well, thank you so much for speaking with us.
You're welcome.
And do have a wonderful evening.
Okay,
and all the best as you begin your function or your role of encouraging and collaborating with the BB Trust.
Thank you.
Okay, so the persons are now beginning to enjoy the cocktail hour. And so we'll say goodbye for now. I think you've heard it from different perspectives. You've heard it from volunteers. You've heard it from past beneficiaries. And you've also heard it from a lecturer. I'll see if I get one more lecturer before I say goodbye. Okay, I'll try to see if I get one more lecturer before I say goodbye.
What are you doing? This is someone who knows me very well, and I hope you did not hear the interaction a while ago. So like I said, I would try to get it from another perspective, and here we have two French teachers. So first we're going to talk about the students' reaction to the French language. In your years of experience, what have you found?
Want to go first?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
I'll go first. Well, I have been teaching French, primary school students for the past 17 years. And right now I am in the secondary school system for the past 2 years. And when I compare, I can see that the primary school students are more receptive of the French language. They have that zeal, and as we know, students at that age, they are like sponges and they take in things, and I find that they react better to the French language than as compared to the secondary school. What I also found that during my years of teaching, I found that students who are not quote-unquote academically inclined, I have found that these are the students who have performed better in the French language. And I'm not sure as to why. I've always said that I want to be, that's a study that I want to conduct myself, because although they cannot probably do the maths or the English or the other subjects very well, but they have a tendency of grasping the French language. And I think too, it's all about the way that it is taught as well. And so if it is made to be exciting, and creative, then the students are better able to remember, and you include a lot of different creative stuff like singing and those things, then the students, they enjoy it better and they learn and they remember the language. So I think generally, as I said, the primary school students are more receptive than the high school students. So my colleague here has taught high school for many moons, more than myself. So she can probably talk better about the secondary school.
Okay, hi, good evening to all Emonews viewers and probably to my past French students, and present ones. So what is my perspective? I think that the interest in the language has dwindled over the years. I've been teaching the language for like 23 years plus now. And if I were to compare, probably as early as 10 years ago, you would have found student interest a little bit. They were a little bit more interested in the language as compared to now. One of the things that we notice as teachers, not just at my school but everywhere else across the island, is the way in which the subject itself is being presented. So right now you have the subject. Back then when I went to school, it was like mandatory throughout. Right now students have options. So there are so many other options to choose from that it's almost like the modern languages, they're on the back burner.
Yes.
And this is something that we would like to see change. We're calling on the Ministry of Education to probably enforce that principles when the option blocks are being created or set up, that the languages, French, Spanish, they're given priority and allowed students, because I think too it's a mental thing. When you tell somebody that this is an option, it's almost like already I'm not interested, so there's no reason for me to even pay attention, or I know that I'm cutting my cutoff point is third form. Why should I even be bothered? Okay, so yeah, but I've had some good students over the years, but recently the interest has not been there. Yeah.
And the motivation for the question was,
yes,
we heard earlier of the scholarship opportunities that are available in the French countries.
Yeah.
Now, I know a lot of times students say that the language is difficult, but someone like yourself who is not, who is originally English, you're English, and then you speak French fluently. So this should serve as motivation, for those listening, especially as you said, even those who are not necessarily academically inclined and excel in the language, to have students start thinking that, hey, this is something that I can go into in the hopes of securing, a scholarship or so on.
Yeah, but then again, when the students have so many options, online itself is a big option. So it's like, why bother? I think that's the attitude. Why bother when it's not a necessity to them at this time?
But have you ever benefited, any of you, have you ever benefited from one of these scholarship opportunities? Because I know sometimes they are open to teachers as well.
Well, yes, it was open to primary school teachers, unfortunately. Yes. But we do get to, not necessarily scholarships, but we do immersions all the time. So we go to Guadeloupe, we go to Martinique, sometimes France, to do immersions, like cultural exchanges and workshops and stuff like that. So yes, there is some perk to being a French teacher, of course. The travel aspect of it, events such as these. I'm actually the president of the Dominican Association of Foreign Language Teachers, and my colleague here, we work together, as a matter of fact. She is the vice president.
So with all what you've said, we have students listening, we have parents listening. Yeah. With all what you said, would you encourage parents to push their children to study the French language? Would you encourage students to study the French language?
As French teachers, of course, we would encourage parents to push their sons and daughters. We would encourage teachers, of course, wards, even the students themselves. We're encouraging them to do French. We did it. We loved it. We excelled at it. It's not different. There's no difference. What I learned 400 years ago, it has not changed. Probably the methodology has changed, but the language is still the same.
And having that experience the scholarship. You know, it is a great opportunity, and it was in conjunction with the Ministry of Education, and it was a very good experience. And you know, I see, you know, studying the French language so beneficial, and I think, as my colleague said, the importance is not being given that importance. And so if there is more emphasis, I am sure more students would want to do it, because we know we are between two French islands, and you know, even when students have to go abroad, and certain, you know, occupations require you to be bilingual and speak the French languages, and you know, and sometimes, you know, it is lacking, and then, you know, it is sometimes sad, because we have a strong Creole background, and so I think we should be more exposed. And I think I want to encourage parents as well. Long are the days, gone are the days when we wanted to say our sick way and we didn't want our children to know. So, and some of us still do. So we won't speak Creole to them. And what I do as a teacher, I try to you know, incorporate the Creole into my French. And a lot of times the children do not know simple things. And so, as Chubby said, you know, we have to, before parents would hit children for learning Creole, but now we have to encourage it, because when you have a strong grasp of the Creole language, like I did when I was younger, it is what encouraged me and helped me to better understand and do better, because French is one of my best subjects, because I had that strong, you know, Creole background. And so I'm encouraging your parents, teach your children the Creole. If we don't, then we are going to lose our mother language. We're going to lose that, and it's our heritage, our culture is part of us. We were brought up with it, our forefathers, and so we need to continue that legacy and encourage our students to learn the Creole. And that in turn is going to assist them in doing better and understanding the French language.
Well, thank you so much, ladies.
So I have a question for you. What was your language option when you went to high school?
I did French, I must say. I studied all the way. I studied with Miss Remy and Mr. Ansem over at PSS. And Miss Victor Francois. I think I'm mixing it up with her sister. But Miss Victor was also part of the French department. And for some reason, we loved our French teachers. Our French teachers had this flair. Her brother also taught me French, Mr. Victor. And let me tell you, the French teachers just had this kind of flair about them.
And not cutting you, I think that is something important, because I think now that it is not given that attention and that importance, teachers as well do not place so much emphasis on making it creative and innovative, and so that is where we sometimes lack. And so the children they don't feel encouraged, you know, to learn the language and enthusiastic about it. You know, they're not really enthusiastic.
Even as you mentioned that, I remember when I was at secondary school, we had chemistry before French. And so, you know, sometimes the chemistry ran a little longer. And the teacher gave the chemistry teacher one sitting down. Because she said, French is important too. And so the chemistry teacher would run us out and say, hurry up, good for your French teacher.
Okay.
And we did quite well that year. I think we had like 5 ones or so that year, you know.
We did well.
We did very well.
Back in the days,
we did very well.
Back in the days, because we were motivated, we wanted to learn.
And recently I went to Guadeloupe, and I was so happy, because what I do, like you mentioned, in the Creole background, so I know a little Creole, I know a little French. And I'm so happy that I'm able to, you know, get by when I go to the French islands. So yes, I would say so. I love it. Isn't it the language of love?
Of course.
It's wonderful talking to you guys. And we will say goodbye.
Goodbye.
And thanks for talking to us.
How do you say goodbye in French?
Au revoir. Au revoir. Au revoir. Well, thanks for joining, everyone.
We love Emonews.
And we'll see you all.